The wound is the place where the light enters you. Rumi. These words, spoken by the Sufi mystic Rumi centuries ago, hold a powerful truth about the human experience. We often view suffering as something to be avoided, a darkness we try desperately to outrun. But what if, hidden within our pain, lies the potential for profound growth and resilience? What if, instead of fearing suffering, we could learn to embrace it as a catalyst for becoming stronger than we ever thought possible? This is the paradox of pain. It is in our lowest moments, when we are forced to confront our vulnerabilities and confront our deepest fears, that we discover the wellspring of strength within us. Like a diamond formed under immense pressure, our character is forged in the fires of adversity. Suffering is a universal language, understood by people of all cultures and walks of life. Whether it be the loss of a loved one, the breakdown of a relationship, or the challenges of living with a chronic illness, pain, in its many forms, touches us all. It is in these moments of shared human experience that we find common ground, a recognition that we are not alone in our struggles. Although each journey is unique, the capacity for resilience and growth through adversity connects us all. While we may instinctively shy away from pain, history is replete with stories of individuals who have transformed their suffering into sources of strength and inspiration. From Nelson Mandela's 27 years of imprisonment to Malala Yousafzai's fight for education in the face of danger. Adversity has the power to ignite a fire within us, to push us beyond our perceived limitations and achieve the extraordinary. This is not to glorify suffering or to suggest that it is a necessary component of a fulfilling life. Rather, it is to acknowledge its transformative potential and to explore how we can navigate our own experiences of pain in ways that foster growth, resilience, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. One of the most pervasive misconceptions surrounding suffering is the belief that it signifies weakness. We are conditioned to equate strength with stoicism, with an unflinching facade in the face of adversity. To express pain, to acknowledge our struggles is often seen as a sign of vulnerability, something to be hidden away lest we be judged or perceived as inadequate. This societal pressure to suppress our emotions can be incredibly damaging, leading to feelings of shame, isolation, and a disconnect from our true selves. But true strength does not lie in denying our pain. It lies in acknowledging it, in allowing ourselves to feel the full weight of our emotions without judgment or resistance. It is in the depths of our despair that we discover the strength to rise again, like a tree that bends in the wind but does not break. Another common misconception is the belief that happiness and fulfillment can only exist in the absence of suffering. We chase after fleeting pleasures, seeking to outrun the inevitability of pain, only to find that it always seems to catch up. This pursuit of a pain-free existence is an illusion. Suffering, in its many forms, is an intrinsic part of the human experience. It is through our encounters with loss, disappointment, and heartbreak that we develop empathy, compassion, and a deeper appreciation for the preciousness of life. To deny suffering is to deny ourselves the opportunity for growth and transformation. It is in the crucible of pain that we discover our resilience, our capacity for love, and our unyielding human spirit. Instead of viewing suffering as something to be feared or avoided, what if we could learn to reframe it as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery? What if, hidden within our pain, lay the seeds of our greatest strengths? This is not to suggest that we should seek out suffering or glorify it in any way. Rather, it is to acknowledge that adversity, while challenging, can be a catalyst for profound personal transformation. By shifting our perspective from one of resistance to one of acceptance, we can begin to see the potential for growth in even the most difficult of experiences. We can learn to embrace our pain, not as a sign of weakness, but as an opportunity to cultivate resilience, compassion, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Throughout history, countless individuals have endured unimaginable suffering, but have emerged stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Their stories remind us of the unyielding capacity for resilience and growth. Viktor Frankl, an Austrian psychiatrist, endured the horrors of the Holocaust. Stripped of everything, he discovered the power of meaning and purpose. In Man's Search for Meaning, he wrote about choosing one's attitude in any circumstance. Frankl's story shows our response to suffering is not predetermined. We can choose to find meaning and purpose in our pain, using it for growth and transformation. Section 2. The art of kintsugi, finding beauty in imperfection. In Japan, there exists a centuries-old art form known as kintsugi, which translates to golden joinery or golden repair. Kintsugi artisans repair broken pottery not by disguising the cracks, but by highlighting them with gold, silver, or platinum lacquer. The result is a breathtaking fusion of strength and beauty, a testament to the transformative power of embracing imperfection. Kintsugi offers a powerful metaphor for the human experience. We are all broken in some way, shaped by the trials and tribulations of life. Yet, it is in these very cracks, these imperfections, that our strength and resilience lie. By embracing our vulnerabilities, by acknowledging our pain and integrating it into our life story, we can emerge as more compassionate, empathetic, and whole individuals. Just as the kintsugi artisan transforms a broken vessel into a work of art, so too can we transform our experiences of suffering into sources of strength, beauty, and wisdom. Section 3. Post-traumatic growth, from suffering to strength. The idea that individuals can experience significant personal growth following traumatic experiences is not merely anecdotal, but is supported by a growing body of psychological research known as post-traumatic growth. Studies have shown that while some individuals may experience negative psychological consequences after trauma, others report positive changes, including increased resilience, a greater appreciation for life, strengthened relationships, and a deeper sense of purpose. While the experience of trauma is undeniably painful and challenging, post-traumatic growth suggests that it can also serve as a catalyst for profound personal transformation. By reframing our understanding of adversity, by acknowledging the potential for growth amidst suffering, we can begin to cultivate the resilience and inner strength needed to navigate life's inevitable challenges. Section 4. The Stockdale Paradox, Balancing Optimism and Reality. Admiral Jim Stockdale, a United States Navy pilot who endured 7 years as a prisoner of war in Vietnam, credited his survival to his ability to confront the brutal reality of his situation while maintaining an unwavering belief in his eventual release. This seemingly contradictory mindset, known as the Stockdale Paradox, highlights the importance of balancing optimism with a clear-eyed assessment of the challenges we face. To deny the reality of suffering is to deny ourselves the opportunity to develop the coping mechanisms and inner strength needed to persevere. Yet to succumb to despair is to relinquish hope, a vital ingredient in our ability to endure and ultimately transcend adversity. The Stockdale Paradox reminds us that true resilience lies in our capacity to acknowledge the darkness while never losing sight of the light. Section 5. The Power of Resilience, a Foundation for Growth. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is not an innate trait, but rather a skill that can be cultivated through conscious effort and practice. Like a muscle that grows stronger with use, our capacity for resilience expands as we navigate life's challenges. By reframing our understanding of suffering, by viewing it as an opportunity for growth rather than a sign of weakness, we lay the foundation for greater resilience. Each challenge we overcome, each setback we navigate, strengthens our inner resolve, equipping us to face future adversity with greater courage and wisdom. The path to strength and resilience is not found by avoiding suffering, but by embracing it as an integral part of the human experience, a catalyst for growth, transformation, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Section 1. The Mountain Climber's Metamorphosis. Imagine a lone mountain climber, his sights set on conquering a treacherous peak. He's drawn to the challenge, the allure of pushing his physical and mental limits to the extreme. He's prepared, meticulously planning every step, every piece of equipment, every calculated risk he's willing to take. He embarks on his journey with an unwavering determination to reach the summit, to claim victory over the formidable giant that stands before him. This climber represents each of us facing our own personal mountains, those daunting challenges, setbacks, and heartbreaks that life inevitably throws our way. We too equip ourselves with knowledge, support systems, and coping mechanisms, preparing as best we can for the arduous journey ahead. We set our sights on overcoming adversity, on reaching a place of greater understanding, resilience, and inner peace. Section 2, Facing the Abyss. Our climber ascends, his resolve tested with each passing moment. The air thins, each breath becoming a conscious effort. The biting wind chills him to the bone. Fatigue sets in, threatening to extinguish his hard-won progress. He encounters unforeseen obstacles, treacherous ice falls, blinding snowstorms, and the ever-present threat of avalanches. Doubt creeps in, whispering insidious suggestions of retreat, urging him to turn back towards the safety of lower ground. We too encounter our own abysses along the path, those moments of despair, when the weight of our burdens feels unbearable, when the ground beneath us crumbles and the ascent seems insurmountable. We are confronted with the fragility of our own existence, the limits of our control, and the stark reality of our own vulnerability. It is in these moments, teetering on the precipice of despair, that we discover the true measure of our strength. Exhausted, our climber realizes that his meticulously crafted plans, his sheer force of will, are not enough. To continue fighting, to cling desperately to his preconceived notions of how the ascent should unfold, is to invite disaster. He must surrender, not to the mountain but to the present moment, to the reality of his situation. He must let go of his need for control, embrace the uncertainty, and trust in his ability to adapt. We too must learn to surrender, not to give up, but to relinquish our resistance to the natural ebb and flow of life. To accept that suffering, like joy, is an intrinsic part of the human experience. This surrender is not a sign of weakness, but an act of profound courage, an acknowledgement that we are not in control of everything, but we are in control of our response. The view from the summit. Our climber reaches the summit, not through brute force, but through meticulous planning, determination, and the wisdom to adapt. He stands triumphant, not over the mountain, but over his own limitations. The view from the summit is breathtaking, a panorama of awe-inspiring beauty. We too can reach our own summits by embracing the dance between strength and surrender. We began this exploration by acknowledging the universal language of suffering, a language that whispers to us in moments of loss, heartbreak, and disappointment. We explored the misconception that suffering equates to weakness, recognizing instead the profound strength found in acknowledging our pain, honoring our vulnerabilities, and allowing ourselves to heal. Just as the kintsugi artisan transforms broken pottery into objects of beauty and resilience, so too can we emerge from our experiences of suffering stronger, wiser, and more compassionate human beings. The cracks in our own being, those places where we have been broken, become testaments to our capacity for growth, reminders that we have faced adversity and emerged not unscathed, but whole. The journey through suffering is rarely linear. There will be days when the weight of our burdens feels unbearable, when the path forward seems shrouded in mist. It is in these moments that we must summon the spirit of the mountain climber, drawing upon our reserves of inner strength, adapting to unforeseen obstacles, and finding the courage to surrender to the present moment. Remember, resilience is not the absence of suffering, but the ability to navigate it with grace, to find meaning and purpose even in the darkest of times. Embrace the paradoxical dance between strength and surrender, knowing that within each challenge lies the potential for profound, personal transformation. As we conclude this exploration of suffering and its hidden power, I invite you to reflect on your own journey. What mountains have you climbed? What abysses have you faced? How have your experiences of suffering shaped the person you are today? Share your story in the comments below. Your experiences, your resilience, may inspire others who are navigating their own journeys through darkness. If you'd like to delve deeper into this topic, I encourage you to check out my next video on cultivating resilience and finding strength in the face of adversity. Remember, you are not alone.